Hello everybody and welcome to my bunker here in Atlanta, Georgia. This is Gijoe and hope you guys are doing well, all hunkered down during this corona crisis. We are getting ready to start a BBR40 game here, actually tomorrow. Today's Sunday, so tomorrow on Monday, April the 27th, we'll be starting a BBR40 game with myself and Hambone playing the Allies, and DTroy and Hilltop Pillbox up in Canada will be playing the Axis. I'm very excited about this. If you've watched my channel here lately, you know that we've been playing a couple BBR42 games, and they've gone well, had a great time. But we had this game kind of in the works, and we're waiting for everybody to be available, so we're glad that everybody is finally available. As far as the people that are playing, so look forward to this. Now I want to go over a few things. If you're familiar with the BBR, you know that there's a rule book here. This is the rule book we will be using, made by Sire Blood, and he also has a card deck. And so what I want to do is go over a few things here that are going to be slightly different than this original rule book, because we are playtesting a few other minor changes. Nothing major though. All right, so let's look at the card deck here. First of all, turn sequence is going to be the same. Okay, unit statistics will all be the same. Research and development, this is what's going to be a little bit different for a few items. In this BBR40 playtest, self-propelled artillery will be the same, so will super battleships. Heavy bombers are going to be slightly different. We're going to be playing heavy bombers to where they roll 4 dice at 2. So here it says bombers roll 2 dice, 1 attack at 4 and 1 at 2. However, we've been playing, doing a play test with heavy bombers here as of late, ever since the Cold Atlanta Invitational back in February. So heavy bombers will get to roll 4 dice attacking at 2, all right? Super carriers will be the same. Heavy tanks, like when we played our BBR42 game, heavy tanks attack at 4 but are going to defend at a 3, kind of like I think the original out of box. So heavy tanks will be slightly different, attack at 4, defend at a 3. Transports will be the same. And one other thing here. Super subs will be the same. Jet fighters the same, improved shipyards the same, and radar ATC will be the same. Now, the only thing that we're adding to radar ATC, actually, we'll talk about that in a second. I'm going to come back to that. As far as victory points, the victory points are all the same. Okay, I'm not going to go over these. We've already gone over these in great detail, with the exception of 3 items. One is, if you look here on resources, it says Axis controls 3 of 5 resource territories. Well, it is still, to get awarded the victory point resources, you still have to control 3 of 5, but we're changing where one of those is. So originally, one of the resources was in Ukraine, Western Ukraine. That's why that little marker is right there. So we are no longer playing to where that is a resource. Instead, Manchuria is going to take its place. So we still have 5 resources. 1 is Siberia, 2 will be Manchuria, 3 will be Urals, 4 will be Ukraine, and 5 will be Caucasus. So the Axis have to control 3 of those 5s to be awarded the resource point, okay? Everything else is the same. We do have a few additions. One is the Rising Sun or the Empire of Japan point. And what that means is, if Japan controls all of its original controlled territories, and those are the ones with, you know, the actual Rising Sun logo on it, so we'll call this the Rising Sun point. If they control all of their original Rising Sun territories, along with the Philippines and Guam, that would be considered the Rising Sun victory point. And on the European side, we have the Third Reich point, and that is, if you see the red chips, if Germany, or actually if the Axis control all original German territories, again, careful, listen to that wording real quick. All original German territories, okay? Now that does mean that if Italy controls a German territory, if they take it back, then that would count. Okay, so that's why the wording there is, if the Axis control all original German territories, along with Baltic states, Eastern Poland, Bessarabia, Yugoslavia, and Paris, or France. So all original German territories plus those original, or those additional 5, that will be the Third Reich point. Okay? So those are the only changes to the victory points. All right? And what that does is it gives an even 30 points for the Axis to try to take. Okay, everything else is going to be the same with combined arms, naval blockades, target selection. Now there is one different thing we're going to play in this game, and that is with target selection. A triple A is going to negate target selection from a tactical bomber. Okay? So if Japan, for instance, let's say if this AAA was sitting up in here, if Japan comes in and tries to target select some of these infantry, this AAA would negate target selection from tactical bombers on land, okay? So that's the one thing that's different about target selection. That way, you know, it serves two purposes. One, the target select doesn't become too overpowering, and it gives a rebuttal to the target selection. Also, it also gives it to where, makes it to where AAAs are worth making an investment, because not only will you get a shot at knocking planes down, but now you will also negate target selection. Now, having said that, if we go and look at our radar ATC, something you want to note here is that if you do decide to choose radar ATC as a technology, then your anti-aircraft increases to 2. So now your AAAs also will defend at a 2 or less. Okay? Now, the only other thing, actually anti-aircraft, we just kind of talked about that. Amphibious assault, same as BBR. The scramble is same as BBR. Railway, same as BBR. Same with bombing raid, submarines, transports, convoy disruptions. The only thing that's changing on this, and we've actually play tested this here for several months, and that is a submerged submarine or a damaged battleship cannot convoy. So, for instance, if we're over here, if Russia moves their sub to Sea Zone 125 to convoy Norway, and then Germany moves a sub in to attack it, if Russia decides to submerge, then they are no longer convoying that sea zone or any other sea zone that they might be attached to or adjacent to. Okay? So that's the only thing about convoy disruptions. Air transport is the same as BBR. Now, the only other thing that we added, and that is, back to the AAAs. AAAs are like the original rule set, I think from Classic or Revised, if I'm not mistaken, in that flyovers, AAAs get to take a shot at flyovers. So, for instance, if you had a AAA here, a AAA here, and a AAA there, they would get to take, and Japan brought planes over this route, and they get to take a shot here, they get to take a shot there, and they get to take a shot there. Okay, so they do get to take it on flyovers. That's the way we've been playing here since February. And the last thing is regarding battleships. Battleships will have a built-in 3 AAAs built in to help in aerial attacks. So if Japan brings in some planes, right? Let's pretend all this Navy's coming in, gonna attack there. Then battleships would first get to shoot up to 3 AAA. So if only 2 planes are coming in, they only get to roll 2 at 1. And that will be just like a normal land AAA. You just roll at the beginning of the battle. If it knocks down a plane, then the battle continues. If it misses the planes, then battle just continues throughout the turn sequence. And that is, the AAA firing is not something that reoccurs every round. It's only at the beginning of the first round of battle, just like in a land AAA. And of course, that AAA on the battleship will also negate target selection, just like the land AAA, okay? So the AAA in a battleship negates target selection from tactical bombers, all right? So keep that in mind. Trying to think, as far as that, I think that is it. I don't think there are any other changes. I mean, this map is the same map we've been playing on for a while, so if you're familiar with the Bloodbath map, this is the same map that we used back in September for the Bloodbath tournament. You know, same thing with the Mountain Pass here, so all that's the same. All right, guys, so looking forward to it. We will start off tomorrow. Oh, I guess I should say who's playing what. So the turn order, as you can see right here, I've been told that DTroy will be playing Germany. I will be playing Russia. Japan will be played by Hilltop Pillbox. America and China, played by my compadre Hambone. I will be playing UK. Italy will be played, I think, in tandem between DTroy and Hilltop. And then the last 3 nations will be played by Hambone as well. Anzac Canada, or Canada, Anzac, and France. So to recap, I am playing Russia and UK. My partner Hambone is playing all the rest of the allies, which would be the United States, France, Canada, China. And then for the Axis, we have DTroy playing Germany, and then Hilltop playing Japan, and then a tandem coalition between those 2 gentlemen playing Italy. So looking forward to a great game. This game should last us a good while. It's an 8-round game, BBR rules, and looking forward to it, gentlemen. Hope you guys are doing well, and we will see you tomorrow, Monday, April 27th, for DTroy and his G1.